Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the 2024 Embassy Open here in San Gabriel, California. We are about to start the knockout round. We've got a great match to kick everything off. We've got defending champion, from 2019, as there was a little hiatus for this tournament. Renat Denka taking on Farhan Idras. It's going to be a battle of best of 7. It's David Burney in the booth, and I'm joined by Christian Youngers to give some color. Looking for a fun day. We're going to come down to the Final Four at day's end, but for right now, it's a Sweet 16 match with Renat Denka set to break off.
Yeah, good morning, Dave. How's it going? Everyone back home as well? Or out there in the world, I guess?
Yeah, you can find us on YouTube, Twitch TV, and Facebook under the Ox Billiards. As well, you can look at San Gabriel Embassy Billiards Club on YouTube. They'll be streaming a different table, and as well our friends at the OBSA. Rob Richards doing a wonderful job. Check out him for another table. So lots of action, trying to give you the best. And we're glad that you're tuning in.
Well, we got a barn burner of a match in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Tis the defending champion, Renat Denka. I guess you can call him the #1 seed in this tournament if there were appropriate seedings. Farhan Idris hails from Houston, is that right? Q Houston?
Yeah, he's part of Team Texas down here. And Renat Denka comes from the Windy City up there in Chicago, Illinois.
TK asking, did Sharon make the cut? Edward? Unfortunately, both of those players did not advance the knockout round. Bit of a controversy maybe, but I think the way the structure was set up initially, it was pretty difficult and a high standard. It was going to be the top 2 out of 8 in their group. So we did have a kind of a group of death, maybe 2 groups of death situation where some players were 6-1 in their group and got eliminated due to tiebreakers. So just shows you that every frame is important. Every break that you can build is also important, as that is the tie-breaking criteria for this event. Obviously, Steven's going to take some feedback and we're going to improve for next year, but this is how things go. If you guys want to check out the full draw, go to the Facebook page on Embassy Billiards Club. San Gabriel Embassy Billiards Club Facebook page is going to show you what the knockout stage actually looks like. But yeah, a lot of really strong players, especially for North America. Might be one of the strongest collection of players we've had in North America in a pretty long time. Farhan's first into the balls here. He's got the wrong side of the blue, so he's going to need a really good shot here. Otherwise, we're probably going to see end of break. No obvious loose red to play for other than the one on the top cushion.
Yeah, if you talk to the players, they'll never be satisfied with any kind of format that is in a tournament unless it caters them to win. Yeah. So you got to know what you sign up for and agree with it. Sure, there always can be little tweaks that can be done. I think as Christian and I were talking last night, just what is the intentions of the tournament is what you want to do, and as long as you stick through the tournament at the beginning all the way till the end, you don't want to be messing around with format mid-tournament. So a nice break of 20 for Farhan to get things going. He's left a mid-range red here for Renat. He's not refusing it.
This is a pretty natural kind of shot to nothing. If he screws back in the bulk, he went for that one though. He was trying to play the more aggressive hold for the blue. Arsalan Yami asking, is the draw posted somewhere? Can someone share the link if so? Yeah, I can pull it up really quick. Post it in the chat. It is on the Embassy Billiards Facebook page.
So we'll see how Farhan can capitalize on that mistake for or not. It's the first matches of the day, so everyone's still just waking up just a little bit. But Farhan definitely has his morning coffee working. And we have multiple tables being streamed. This is just the main table with commentary. We also have our friends at San Gabriel Embassy Billiards Club on YouTube. They are streaming a match as well. And OBSA, the Ontario Billiards and Snooker Association, Rob Richards is streaming, I believe, Jason Williams and Darren Taylor.
Yeah, don't know if he's live yet, but we'll confirm that.
He's got a nice cue ball there. But the yellow hasn't come to his rescue, so a long red here for a knot.
Yeah, just confirming he is live. So Ontario Snooker Tournaments. Folks, if you want to watch Table 4 action with Rob Richards over in Canada, streaming Darren Taylor versus Jason Williams. It's a pretty good USA v Canada matchup. Oh, a lot of these matches are perfectly viable candidates for being a potential final.
Yeah, definitely of all the 16 players, I wouldn't want to face any of them in a snooker match. Just really great quality here.
This is a decent shot. The length is not quite there for the yellow. Kind of in between that and the cushion, so maybe you can see. Looks like he's cut off the right edge of all the reds on this pack, so with the pink along the left cushion, it's going to make it a bit more difficult for Farhan to get out of this one. Might be playing it uber thin, coming around the pink between the cushions. It's not an easy red to really dump the cue ball down table. Might just play thin off this red and play it into the lower left quadrant of the table. That's not going to be good. So Renat forces the mistake with that safety.
Especially with that red coming up table. Leaves a shorter shot there for Renat to get started. Take red to blue. Get on the right side of the blue and come down to the business end of the table. So, in this stage of the tournament, mistakes are going to be few, but if you're a strong player, you need to capitalize on those mistakes that your opponent does. And you should go deep in the tournament and maybe even hoist the trophy come Monday afternoon. But that just ran a little bit long. It's going to have to go in and out of bulk on this blue.
Yeah, a lot of pace on that ball, but still doesn't quite get to where he wanted. He wanted to get somewhere near to the pink to have a couple options of reds to the right corner, one or two to the right middle. So this could be end of break. There's a bit of a shot to nothing. This loose red left of the black. A little tricky though, since it's one of those thin cuts where if you miss it on the thick side, you could leave it in the jaws of this pocket. Gonna have to work it with a bit the running side just to avoid any contact with the colors and play up near the yellow. Yeah, missing on the thick side like this ends up pushing it kind of up table. If you overcut it is when you will leave it along the top cushion. So
didn't capitalize too greatly on that in-off by Farhan. Renat did. So, yeah, definitely the players are going for a few more of their shots. You know, this is a longer form than they're used to in the round robin stage. It's a best of 7. You need to win 4 frames to put yourself into the quarterfinals.
yeah, it's a bit. Oh, this is actually rolled over the middle pocket. Okay, this is a bit. Should be okay for Renat to play this safety.
Yeah, looking behind that brown.
Thought the red was a bit more up table. This looks like a decent line. Like it's just a bit too far, but still is taking the red away along the left cushions. I think the blue also has some coverage in the middle of the pack, so similar safety here. Try to get up in behind brown most likely. And we were saying how well, in a lot of tournaments I feel, I don't know if it's a norm or not, but it feels to me like the group stage is a bit less less pressure than the knockout rounds, just because you feel like you might be able to lose a match or so. But in this format with the top 2 advancing, you have to play your tightest snooker kind of from the start of the tournament. It's like you said, once they get into these knockout stages and the best of 7s, this is when they actually have a little bit of runway to make some mistakes. But if it helps them get in the rhythm, it could be worth. Ramen asking, do you guys know where Albert plays and which table? Everyone in the tournament remaining is playing in the room right now. He's playing over on table 9. Unfortunately, it's not being live streamed. But I think that's the table actually where he had the century break on day 1. So maybe we'll see some more high-flying action, especially in the best of 7. Like you said, he's going to have a bit more time to accrue some breaks.
Yeah, 1,200 for a maximum. Q Houston is donating $1,000, and Christian and I have put in $100. If any player is to make a maxi.
Interesting scenario. He's done the same thing again on the safety Renat. He's cut off the rightmost edge of the rightmost reds, which makes it difficult to just escape along the empty part of the table. So might be forcing a shot here from Farhan. Shot attempt. Stun over for the black. If it goes. Now played it with topspin to come back into bulk. This is the only red he could leave. He's okay. There's a shot there of Albert at the table, playing against Farhan from Sacramento in the back. We'll do a little spotlight on each table, check out what matches look like.
Everything's moving there. Fortunately, Renat is lucky enough he hasn't really left anything on for Farhan. That's surprising. You do need a bit of luck in this game.
So the side table. Looks like Charlie Brown. He's playing against Ahmed Mirza. Ahmed Karki saying unclaimed 147 prize money should carry over to the next year. Same as Riyadh Open. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad shout, actually.
I'd have to check with my financial advisor on that one. But it might be an interesting thing. You know,
Maybe carry over 1 year. And
might be an interesting idea for maybe just the embassy. They put up $100.
let it build
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah, because definitely a maximum is a tough thing. You know, we might. We have seen one in America. The first one did happen a few weeks ago.
First ever recorded one.
Recorded, yes.
Yeah. I think there have been more maximums in America.
Yeah, and more like.
We didn't record it, but we had a 146 by Ricky Walden when he was at Ox on his most recent trip last year. And that was against me in the little tournament, but unfortunately we didn't record that one. It was funny. He was a little bit aggressive to get on the black with a couple, I think 5 reds or so left on the table, and he just comes a bit short of position. And he says, looks at me and says, "I guess a 146 is all right, huh?" And then he shoots the pink instead, and then takes on and clears up from there. Just the confidence to be able to know that you're going to do it. It's pretty inspiring.
Yeah, I guess Sharam's 147 a couple weeks ago in Texas was the first one that was rather certified, I guess you could say. Good to know. Thanks, Amit. Karki, that's letting us know that Igor Figueiredo made a 146 in Houston. I believe at the first Pan Am Open Championships. That will be going on in a month's time in Montreal. So this could be a pretty good warm-up. I'm pretty sure we'll see probably a lot of the players here in Montreal in a month's time.
Shot at some of the more of the matches in the room. Levi Myler, Andy McCluskey. You can see our main match table as well there. Farhan taking this red on into the left corner pocket. Just caught it a bit thick. Don't know if there was a lot of reward in taking that red on. I guess the angle that he would have needed to actually pot it would have been a bit more promising to get up table. It's hard to tell. Delicate little red into the right middle pocket if he wants to hold for the blue. He's got brown also though. Yeah.
That was a great opportunity for Nat, and he squandered it.
Playing tight, these middle pockets.
Yes, that is correct. Igor did win a tour card via the Pan Am. He actually won the seniors event last year in Rio de Janeiro and marched on to play in the World Seniors Championship in Sheffield this past spring and hoisted that trophy over there. So that's great for Brazilian snooker. A lot of great players, a lot of real great community down there. As I was fortunate enough to be down in Rio commentating on the Pan Am Championships and really was impressed by what the Brazilians are doing with the great game of snooker down there.
Mistake from Farhan. He's going to leave an easy starter now for Renat. If the black goes here, this could be dangerous. We're not known to be able to put on a big break. I think he did have a century on this table 1 year ago in the group stage for the U.S. National Tournament here hosted at Embassy. Did we get that one on video? I don't remember.
Yeah, Farhan, you can't give that many mistakes. He was let off a little bit on that previous shot by Renat, but this is now a great opportunity for Renat to put some points on the table.
He's lost his cue ball here. His table is playing a little bit more slick, so difficult to make the adjustment sometimes.
TK, I believe TK is wondering about what age you have to be to play in the World Seniors, and I believe it is the age of 40. It could be a good recovery shot on that blue for Renat.
Yeah, the way he's playing this, it seems like the black doesn't actually go. So having to play up for blue, it's quite the mission. How the reds lay.
crawl back into this frame, only trailing by 3 points.
Yeah, from this vantage point, we're way across the room. I think definitely the black is blocked off by the red into that left corner pocket. So it's going to be a bit of a grind this frame until that black is opened up. It's going to take a couple of really good positional shots to get there, I think. Just punt this red away and play in behind the bold colors. You've got a nice little wall with these 3 colors here. The glass of the cloth is sliding. The glassiness, I mean. And that's unfortunate that the red settled where it did. This could have been a pretty good attacking safety with a red out in the open. Warren has to be careful here not to open up these reds too much near the black, because everything's pretty locked up right now. I believe they're still playing with the 3 attempts, 4 putbacks in this stage of the tournament. So essentially you're allowed to call foul and a miss 3 times. And he's opened them up, but a bit more of an attacking shot since he does get his cue ball safe. Now it's game on.
It's just going to try and get back into that hiding spot there with the family colors. Just a bit thick, but one mission accomplished. He did get it into the bulk and nicely tight to that cushion. When it's tight on the cushion, you don't have a lot of the cue ball to work with. You're going down on the top of it. Always a chance of unwanted side that you can put on, so you got to focus on the shot.
It's a cool shot there. Darren Taylor, Farhan down on the shot, side by side. This is a mistake. It's been forced by Renat. Black still available. Yeah, the red does pot, I believe. The black has enough space to go as well. Problem is, this isn't the easiest of starters. You might be running into this black-red situation depending on which red he takes here. This is it saying 2 champions playing next to streaming table. Yeah, if you want to watch that match, it's going to be on Ontario Snooker Tournaments. Rob Richards is streaming that match remotely. We've got this one since it's the defending champion versus one of the Houston players in the area. Oh, fortunate there. Just blocks the pocket with the black. Maybe the hand tells you not left a chance here for Farhan, so I think you're gonna have to play this red out of bulk and maybe put Renat in one of these tough situations. That space right between the green and brown along the top cushion is pretty darn tough because it forces you to go kind of a Z shot to get out of there. Although we saw that there was a gap between green and yellow, and he's played this one pretty well. If he's taken away the cushion, the top cushion, the one cushion escape here, if he hasn't left a window between green and brown green and yellow, this is a really tough one. Might have a one cushion escape to play for the red by the right middle pocket. So go left rail. Looks like he has a window though. So we'll see a cross double maybe on this red nearest the pink. Missing contact hopefully with the red on the top cushion. Oof, that pink almost made it really bad. And this could be, where's the cue ball situation?
Very fortunate for Renat, it didn't drop, and he's kind of angle hooked him on that red that's close to the right middle bag. Kind of got a little scrappy here in the first frame. players just kind of feeling out the table.
Someone asking, are other players playing their games as well? Yes, everyone in the room, every table is in action as we speak. Everyone's got a match. There's 8 tables all in one room. This is the top 16. So everyone's live. We've got a few streamed tables. We've got table 4. There's a shot of the room here. You see Stephen Wong on our closest table. Charlie Brown over there on the right, playing against Ahmed Mirza. A lot of action going on. Top 16. It's going to condense to 4 tables, the top 8. And then tomorrow we've got semis and final.
Yeah, we're at Embassy Billiards here in San Gabriel, California. The doors are open, admission is free, so come on down and join us if you're in the neighborhood. Drinks are cool. It's a hot day in Southern California. The summer's coming to a close. It's Labor Day weekend.
Did well to control the red there into the bunch. Might have left one potable though. Might be a shot to nothing if he can top this ball in and send it back in the bulk off the top cushion. Oh, unfortunate though. Stunned it in and no reward for the pink. Black might be potable though. Very thin this shot. Gonna lose your cue ball as well. No real chance of scratching up into the left corner pocket, but might come down table and who knows what'll happen with any sort of strange cannons.
Just a little too thin for his blood on that black. Just gonna try and get behind the brown.
Oh, he hit the wrong side of the ball there. See that? Other stream doesn't work, someone says. Table 5. We'll check it out. See if we can troubleshoot. I'm not in charge of that stream, so we'll see what's going on there. Yeah, looks like it's not live, so I'm going to go see if I can figure it out. I'll be right back, Dave.
Okay. Thank you very much. He's a great technical producer. Gonna fix all the problems. Lots of cameras wheeling around here. Wow, what a shot that was. Amazing there by Renat. That might be the shot to just wake him up. I think he might just roll it behind the brown, but still. Just want to swerve and kind of come back, playing it safe, but unfortunately found the bottom of the pocket with a red. Mohammed, unfortunately, Charlie's game is not on the live stream. It's one of, we have probably 3 of the 8 tables being streamed this morning, so apologize for that, but hopefully if Charlie can win that and maybe he'll be on the TV table for the quarterfinals. Only time will tell. Nicely done. Good out there by Farhan. Acknowledged by a tap on the table from his opponent, Renat. That does have a red into the right middle. Just canned it into that yellow bit too much. Looking at possibly the next round. Hopefully will start at about 2 p.m. So leaving for Phoenix. Hopefully you can get in to town just in time. Hopefully traffic's all right. Should be light on a holiday weekend Sunday.
Alright, unfortunately I don't have access to getting into the computer running the stream for table 5, so...
Fortunate miss there by Renat. Time to frame. Good idea there by Farhan. Didn't want to baby that red in there or it would rattle in the jaws, so I had to give it a decent amount of pace just so it doesn't sit and create an easy starter for Renat. That is the first frame, this best of 7 Sweet 16 match. We're tied 27 apiece. 59 points are on the table, so it was kind of flowing nicely a little bit at the beginning, but then red started to get onto cushions, and just a little unfortunate flick on that green has made this red available for Farhan into the top right corner pocket. Nice to pocket that black and develop that red. Nobody can capitalize on it. Great red that he developed, and this is going to be trouble here, I think, for Farhan. So Renat has come to the table, but he should be able to just stick the cue ball tight to the yellow. In this stage of the tournament, most of these players can get out of the snookers. It's just a matter of where they leave their reds and cue ball. It's okay on first glance. No easy starter there for Renat. Does have a red into the green pocket. Javier, I believe we had a few players that had a clean sheet and went undefeated in the round robin stage. I believe there are results on Embassy Billiards Facebook page. You should see some printouts. They've got some spreadsheets there of all the results of the group stage. Sounds like table 5 is back up and running, so you can check that out on San Gabriel Embassy Billiards Club YouTube page.
Yeah, I forgot to name it table 5, but it's called Knockout Stage, that video. So this is a pretty close one still. Farhan looks like a little bit of a lead since I left and came back. Mohammed asking who's playing on table 5. Looks like Hassan and Chekyan Kwan. So Mr. Al-Sultani was the winner of the Q Tour stop, Q Tour Americas Q Tour stop held earlier this year. He was in a banger of a match last night against Edward Ling, which, thinking back on it now, I don't know if Edward realized that had he finished off the clearance in that high break of 61 that he had on the TV table, that's actually what would have put him into this stage of the tournament. So even though Edward did beat Hassan, forced a three-way tie amongst the top 3 players, and high break was what broke it. And Hassan had a 76? Or sorry, 79, and then Farhan had a 76. So those were the top 2 that advanced, with Edward only getting a 62. Just shows you how important the group stage is in this tournament. A lot of really good players, and seems like a pretty decent matchup as well. Like no one player to me stands out like they are just eons ahead and above everyone else. Seems like I can think of a handful of about 8 players or so that could easily be in the finals in this top 16. So it's a difficult field for sure.
Yeah, if all the players in the room here, if you collected all the trophies, you probably need a conservatory to put them all in. Many skilled players at the table. It's unfortunate that they all can't be champs, but there only will be one to add to their resume. Renat Dan could do it again, but he's kind of in tough here. It's just the opening frame. It's early. Both players just struggling just a little bit to find some form.
That's what makes this best of 7 format kind of nice. It is also the first match of the day, which we have seen hasn't been the highest quality in general. I think every live stream that we've started at 9 o'clock, most of the players have missed a couple of easy starters, but once we start getting into the middle of the day, I think play will resume its standard, and I wanted to cannon into that red. Put a lot of zip on that cue ball, some low left-hand side to come out of the corner, but just the cloth playing a bit quick. And it plays quick on that kind of last foot or so distance is what you typically underestimate. This slow rolling cue ball, for example, you kind of have to aim for, you know, about a foot short of where you want. It doesn't necessarily play fast per se in terms of speed. It just feels like it keeps rolling on forever and ever at the end. If you guys are liking the tournament as well, drop us a like and a follow and a subscribe. We're streaming on Ox Billiards pages, San Gabriel's Embassy YouTube, and share the stream out to folks who you know would be tuning in and want to watch. Got a lot of matches going at the same time, which is always fun. Hopefully we can see about any match updates as well. We might have to switch over to some random tables if it starts to get close. And this is a scenario where I'd almost think about putting him back in, but where the pink lies, only because of where the pink lies, can still sneak off this red though. What do you like here, Dave?
I just don't like, yeah, I'm putting my opponent back in on this. There's no real, obviously, clear pot, and it doesn't look, maybe that's safe. Maybe, yeah, as you said, come thin off on the right side of the rightmost red. And push your cue ball back into the bulk area without disturbing these reds too much.
If you can catch it really thin, that's the shot, and that's what he's done. Yeah. That second red keeps everything kind of locked down there, so good shot, but probably something similar coming from Renat.
Yeah, I think they're slowly going to push.
Uh-oh. Again? No, tight pockets. And that almost got in behind Brown. Oof. He's got second best snooker maybe, where he's hampering his opponent a bit. If he goes for the left red, which I think he has to, he's got maybe about half of the cue ball to work with. So second prize for Renat on that safety.
Nice response there by Farhan. Just wanted to put the pot the left side. So there's a little disagreement over on one of our tables. So Christian is going to step over and just do his best to resolve the problem. Money comes into the picture, you know, the intensity of the athletes is on high alert. Then with an element of safe in there. I thought it might be a bit more free-flowing in the early stages here, but this one's kind of come to a grinding halt, really a slugfest right now. We'll do our best. There's just a little of a disagreement right now. Room is kind of stopping because it's a small room. Players are getting animated over on a televised table. Hopefully cooler heads will prevail over there and they'll play on. Oh, great long pot there by Farhan. I don't know what TK they do to keep their focus. I think maybe some healthy meditation. Good call on the beta blockers. Unfortunately, that was the downfall for great Bill Werbernick, as it was a banned substance on the IOC. And snooker at that time was attending to the guidelines of the Olympics. Bill needed it to control the tremors in his back arm. Unfortunately, he's quite a talent. So we might have a little bit of a heads up from Christian when he comes back into the booth, just to see what has been happening over at the Ahmad and Charlie Brown table. As there was a heated battle over there of words, kind of stopping a lot of play on all the tables as everyone was curious of what was going on. That miss there. Christian, can you fill us in what was happening on your point of view on that match?
Yeah, so essentially what was going on in that table was, I believe Charlie Brown, his opponent had a foul, and he came to the table after the foul, and his opponent had left a free ball. So instead of sorry, I'm just watching to make sure everything's going good. So free ball situation for Charlie, but Charlie did not indicate to his opponent at all that there was a free ball. Yeah, you have to say it. Yeah. Stephen just confirming to me that whenever there's a free ball situation, you have to indicate to your opponent or the referee, and you have to say, hey, it's a free ball, and hey, I'm electing this color as my free ball. So I think the miscommunication there was that Charlie had a free ball situation. It seemed obvious to him, and he simply went up, shot towards the black, and rolled up and tapped it without saying anything or indicating anything to his opponent. So in most rules, I think Stephen made the call that you do have to have at least some indication that it's either a free ball situation or the color you're choosing as your free ball. And since neither were done, it was a foul 7. And that's where the situation sort of ended. But a lot at stake in this tournament, so obviously players are being pretty competitive and pretty heated. Just think also for Charlie, sometimes it can help him fire him up a situation like this, but also can be his downfall at times. You never know. I've seen both sides of the coin. I think he's got to stick with it and move on. I think he's still leading in this frame, so if he manages to pull off the frame win, I don't think it'll be that big of an impact in the overall match. We'll keep an eye on it just to make sure things are going all right.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, when we have referees at the table, they will nominate if it is a free ball. Also, touching ball rulings come into play. So always just probably good to good habit of just announcing things when they are, if they're free ball or touching ball, just getting the good habit of that.
Yeah, it always is the rule when a ref is present and when a ref is not present, really. Since some folks asking, you know, I mean, the free ball, even sometimes playing a color with two of them are close. Yeah, you always want to err outside of caution of, hey, it's not, if this can be misconstrued in any way as not obvious, it's not worth it to just not call it. Javier Valenzuela asking, so what happens in that situation? What are the options for the opponent since he's hooked behind the black? So in a situation when you don't call the free ball and you simply punt at a red or at a color, not intending to go for the ball that's on, then I believe it's a foul 7. In this case, it definitely was a foul 7 since he hit the black in the foul. And then balls stay where they lie, and your opponent has the choice. So opponent can just put you back in after you laid your own free ball snooker, which is pretty rough and can cause a swing and things. But looking at the score, I think Charlie leads by 7 or so points, 12, 19, yeah. It's like 72 to 79 over there, so we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, back here on our feature table, Renat made a very uncharacteristic miss there. Farhan really can take this on and take this first frame. Just gotta look at Farhan a little bit closer. It doesn't look like he even feathers. For a split second there, I thought our stream might have frozen, but did see some, you know, players walking in the background. Very, very still.
We are getting a little bit of stutter, it looks like, so we're not perfectly clean 60 frames at all times, but you're right, Farhan does have this kind of quick transition. It's almost like he doesn't really pull back very much. He kind of just pulls back enough to push the cue.
Yeah, just small, but many. He's almost like up in 7 or 8 small little feathers and then executes. Got a 19-point lead, 27 on the table, as we said so many times. In the amateur game, a lot of these matches come, or frames come down to the colors. Yeah, with this situation over on the Charlie Brown Ahmad table, it's tough to kind of really formulate an opinion for us because we're not focused on that table. And most of the time when there's not referees and in the amateur game, we come to the table after the incident happened. So
yeah, this is the side table we're talking about here, so it's getting close, that frame. Javier asking a really good question. So in Charlie Brown's opponent situation, the strategy would be to call free ball and barely bump the 7 again, right? He has that option, yes. I think it just depends. Since how the free ball situation ended from Charlie, since that left a snooker already, he decided to just put his opponent back in since he was already snookered. But yes, you are correct where if Charlie fouls in that situation, not electing the free ball, and if another free ball yet is on, he can choose to lay a different type of snooker. But I think the situation was that snooker was already laid as a result of the non-called free ball, and therefore play again to his opponent. Now it looks like he's at the table trying to clear up blue, pink, and black. I think
yeah, our TV table's kind of one of the slower ones. It looks like everyone else is getting into their second frame.
So loss in that frame from Charlie might be the fire he needs to take over this match. We'll see.
He's got to double with an element of safety. Take the double into the right middle. And put his cue ball off 1 or 2 cushions near the blue.
Green's not on. No, it is pretty close to the cushion, so it's a bit of an insurance, I think.
Very nicely done there by Renat.
Yeah, good snooker. And he's blocked off the 1 cushion escape, I think, down the left side of the table, so might have to see the long escape down to the top cushion by the black and back up, which is a lot tougher to judge, this sort of full table kick escape. No, it looks like he does have it, so I guess cloth slide does help him in the situation where he goes around the blue and along the left side, but changing his mind. Looks like he's going to go 2 cushions at this. Try to maybe push the yellow towards the traffic that's up table. Maybe good things can happen. Oh no. I'm surprised at that shot. It looked like he was always over kicking it from the start. And I think he tried to check it up maybe.
Renat does have the option to put him back. But I think in this case, you've got an easy yellow here. These players are so great that they would make the adjustments and probably connect on their object ball.
This might go in. Oh, wow. Okay, so I wasn't quite fully paying attention, but that looks like it was Snooker's required for Renat, and now he has enough points to catch up. Is that right?
No, there's only 15 in it.
Oh, 15.
There's 27 on the table, so
oh, right.
no snookers required.
Okay, just like his chances at pawning that. Watch the double kiss here. Needs to work that cue ball with a bit of running side to avoid the double kiss. Typically you see that when the balls are lined up very close to the pocket. So if yellow and cue ball are lined up to that left corner pocket, you're going to have to work your cue ball with some side to avoid the double kiss. It's an angle like this where it's very natural to avoid the double kiss, the cross double, but let's go in for this one. Let's see the shot. Stretched out. Oh, what a pot.
Now this is one of the cases that would help growing the community. Christian, we had 61 players.
Mm-hmm.
We only have 16 players now. I know it's tough to lose.
Yep.
But people are, maybe making a trip out of this.
Yeah.
Could we get one of the players just to maybe be a roving ref, just to be in the room?
Oh,
Obviously, they're well versed in refereeing or the game. They might not be certified referees, but they know the rules in and out.
Yeah, another player that's in the tournament, that's eliminated. Yeah, right.
It just probably would alleviate the stress there. Obviously, Steven's in a match, and he got to get pulled away for that incident at that table. You had to step away from the broadcast booth. We all got to do our part here to help them grow this game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think with all the folks working behind the scenes, we're at least going to have referees for tomorrow's matches, meaning 2 referees for the semis and 1 for the final. But we'd like to get it to where, more and more matches are refereed. It just helps alleviate these type of situations like the one we saw earlier. As well, it adds an element of class to the game when you watch it on the stream. Improves the production. Also makes the tournament run more efficiently. You don't have a player just moseying back and forth a spot for their opponent. Players can kind of get on with it, and referee can speed up match play a bit just by being more efficient.
That sounded funny.
Yeah, I wonder what that was. Is Jason Williams maybe on his table? Miscue.
But yeah, when you have that referee there, if it's definitely right at the table, that's a blessing for sure, because you can really just focus on your game, play your game. You don't have to worry about scoring. You don't have to worry about spotting balls. You don't have to be, you'd have to be mindful of the rules that you don't break them for sure. But Just too thin, but might be fortunate enough to get behind the brown. I don't think so. Good chance here for Renat. Monigato Billiard Club. Thanks for the kind words on the stream. Whereabouts is your billiard club? Not sure where Monigato is. Sounds exotic.
Here, Renat just looking at this angle and see if this green pots. Looks pretty difficult, pretty tight. It's gonna swerve a little bit, it looks like. No, have to cross double it, I guess. Just get it up table. This gets behind black. Yet another snooker for Renat. It's close. This is a dicey one though, because expensive to glance off the black. You'd be likely to leave a free ball if you hit it hard enough, and could easily miss this green, but I think he's got about a quarter ball or so to nick off of it. It's gonna hit the jaws, and that's a mistake from Farhan.
These are tricky. He's gonna have to use the rest, but yeah.
Unfortunate to catch that upper jaw. It's the only, that's literally the only place on the table you don't want to go. You'd prefer taking the in off, actually, as opposed to that. Doesn't leave your opponent in. Oh, nice. We got Mike watching from Chicago. Plays out of Tom Tan's place in Chicago. I think Tom Tan's doing his own live stream, it looks like, sometimes. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, have they had the U.S. Tour stop in Chicago? Has that happened?
I think they did. I think that was in August. I don't know if it ended up happening or the date has passed, at least, for when it was scheduled.
Thanks, Hung Norman. He says,
Wow.
Where will be referees tomorrow. Good to hear, but personally, I'm ready for some referees today.
Yeah. I think maybe for the top 8, we might see some referees, 4 players maybe, to here that are already here that might want to referee.
Monigato is telling us that, or Mike, I should say, said that it was held at Tom Tom's club. So this is a chance for a steal here for Renat. It's been a rather sloppy frame, kind of sluggish, tough to find some form. So hopefully tomorrow, or not tomorrow, hopefully the next frame is a bit more flowing.
Misses it again.
And it's not
on
over
the
yet.
thick side. He missed a pot into the right middle pocket earlier, kind of at the start of the frame. Same way, kind of thick. So it's that slow rolling kind of try to hold it shot. It's almost in the exact same way, but to the opposite middle pocket. I wonder if it's just the difference of aim or decision making. Might be used to the other tables, who knows? Just can't let it get in his head. He's got to move on from there. Great shot from Farhan. Great pot, I should say. Lost his cue ball a bit. Too much side. Dave Daly tuning in. How's it going, Dave? We missed you. Yeah, it'd be nice to have Mr. Dave Daly, referee extraordinaire. Maybe for U.S. Nationals, who knows? Wow, big pot on TV table 4 from Darren Taylor. As I see across the room. If you guys want to check out that match, Darren Taylor playing Jason Williams. Previous, or defending U.S. national champion, previous Canadian champion playing each other. It's another barn burner of a match.
That miss, Renat lives to see another day.
Oh, he's hit this too hard. Wants the black to help him out. So hand on the table, long pot attempt coming up for Farhan. Can't back away from this one. This is for frame to get one on the defending champion, Renat Denka.
Yeah, frame run, you got to take it on. 3-3, best of 7, and you might have some other thoughts.
Decided to stun it. I think in that scenario, you're just choosing your preference in terms of what makes you the most accurate. No sense in playing shape for the black since that's your frame ball, and just pot it in the way in which you're most comfortable. That's what I say. That controls the cue ball. Good enough. This is a chance, though. The angle he's got here, once again, he's shooting this kind of off-angle shot into the middle pocket, which he just missed. Can go up into bulk and back. I like shooting it at pace, though. Yeah, screw it out off the cushion also. Don't
There.
shoot it at that slow pace that you just missed it at. Good shot from Renat.
Yeah, had to put a lot of stuff to hold for the position on the black here. It's a great shot there by Renat. He's always got very impressive cue power.
And this is the shot to steal the frame. He did just finish potting a nice green here earlier. Similar shot to what he has now. This was a bit more difficult for sure. Overcut it. Where's this black gonna roll to? It's gonna leave an easy one unless it settles along the cushion. And it's tight. It's tight to the cushion there.
Renat's heart stopped for a moment, that's for sure. He's left it in quite a safe position. So down to the final black in this first frame.
Are we gonna see a cushion first shot here like we did in Sharam's match? We gotta put that highlight reel shot up on the channel. That might be shot of the tournament, I think. Still. Although that one didn't have quite... I guess it did have the pressure. It was for the frame. Playing the smart safety. This is what I would expect to see once in the knockout stage. Good control. Now you've got really two choices. Separation, safety, putting them on the two long rails. Or cross doubling it yourself up to the bulk end, and chose the former. You're okay leaving this type of double attempt. You'd prefer for them to be perfectly even, but erring on the side with a higher cue ball means the double into the middle is much less likely. So it's flat enough that the three cushion middle isn't quite on, but he can try to take it on. He's just going to leave his cue ball in the middle of the table is the only problem. I like thinning off the edge of this, playing two cushions with the white, and coming short on that double, and he did just that. Bit thinner, or a bit thicker, excuse me, on the contact maybe, to get the black closer to hugging the cushion, but it's still pretty good. Similar safety back from Renat. This one's coming up table, so the double attempt, an option possibly. No, not quite. It's in that perfectly awkward angle where he's gonna have to amp this up with maximum speed to shorten it off the cushion if he wants to try to double it. He'd likely think he'd leave some sort of pot on, so just punt this two cushions up to the corner, or up to the bulk end of the table. Play your cue ball down here, anywhere in this half. Just hit this too hard though. Doesn't want it to settle at the top of the table. And he's left a shot, hand on the table for Renat Denka.
Yeah, so everyone's going to falter in the safety exchange here, and a good chance here for Renat. Tough long black.
Definitely prefer this one over the one he had with the rest earlier. So he's a favorite to make this. Catches it thick.
Wait a minute. Oh.
Fortunate not to leave anything easy. This is one of those scenarios where sort of the overcut is a good miss to have, but this one a bit too thin, I think, to leave it safe. Might just cross double this down to the top cushion. Yeah, speed's been pretty good on that shot for Farhan. He's left this one tighter to the left long rail, which is second prize. And rinse and repeat. Another safety from Renat. Separation on the two long rails. Or do we see a cross double from him instead this time? This has a double opportunity now. It's when you can hold your cue ball and pull it down table as you attempt the double that this is really on. So now, risky. This has the risk of catching the far jaw and pushing black towards the yellow, towards the white. So do or die shot if he goes for it. The treble, is it on? He's fluked the treble.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
So Farhan Idras takes that first frame by a scoreline of 64 to 52. We'll just step aside for a short break and come back with frame 2, an hour-long frame there. That was a battle. We'll hopefully see a little bit more swift movement in the second frame when we conclude or come back at this 2024 Embassy Open in San Gabriel, California. Both players just excuse themselves for a quick little comfort break. And let's come back and we'll just get the table set up. There's our reigning U.S. champion right there, Darren Taylor, on the right side of your screen, battling against the 2023 Canadian champion, Jason Williams. Here's some pictures of the great room here at Embassy Billiards in San Gabriel, California. The site of last year's U.S. National Championship and the site of this year's U.S. National Championship that will be running from November 22nd to 25th. But this weekend we're enjoying our company here at the Embassy Open.
Yes, indeed. Someone asking what's the frame score update on Charlie's game. Believe they are on 1-0. I think Charlie lost that first frame, so you imagine he'd be pretty heated. I think we're just getting the player back in to start the next frame. We're not, I think a bit of a miscommunication, but not allowing smoke breaks for this one, so.
No, I think it was outlined. I believe I did chat with Stephen just before we got going today, asked him if there was going to be a mid-session interval. He said probably after 4, a little 5-minute break can happen as it's quite hot down here. So he's allowing the players 5-minute break after the 4th frame. But in between frames, only comfort breaks. There's a lot of matches to get on, so we got to keep moving, keep the show going.
And there's the shot. Ready to rock and roll here, I think. As Farhan's back in the room.
Yeah, don't want to be... Sometimes, some tournaments, if people are found out doing that, that's a frame penalty.
Yeah. But it has been communicated and we're off to the races. And yeah, just a shout out to all of our sponsors here. A lot of billiards clubs represented in this event. We're coming live to you, Ox Promotions. Showing you some good live streaming quality, hopefully. I think this Hilton is where all the players, some of the players are staying at. Tasty Choice, a neighboring restaurant, shares a parking lot with Embassy. Top 16 action. Main TV table, ready to go. Frame 2.
Farhan to get us going with the breakoff shots. Let's see how Renat can respond to that.
So what do we learn after our first frame here? Any tendencies? You know, there was a couple of big missed pots into the middles from Renat. He's got to shake those off. It's not looking as high powered as he normally is. I think that was an instance where he actually popped his head up a bit right before the shot came. We were talking about that, I think, off broadcast, but it has to do with that sort of cue action. It's a bit of a push forward, almost like a jerk, but smooth enough that he can get away with it, I think. And the head kind of pops up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think going back to that, I think that was a first frame that Renat, he did lose it, but he beat himself. There were some uncharacteristic misses by the Windy City native.
Yeah, definitely had 2 or 3 good chances, right?
If he can tighten a few bolts in his armor, he should be dropping those pots now. So we'll see how that pans out.
I think quality of play is only going to get better as the day goes on. Players are going to settle in. Once we get into the top 8, we're going to have about an hour break, hopefully, before the top 8 begins later today. Something like 2:30, 3 o'clock is what I heard. I think it really just depends how long the matches take. Players are going to be tightening up their play in this stage.
Yeah, definitely. If you get into a match that gets 2-2, it really becomes tight.
Just hit the cushion thin enough to not rattle the jaws. Sorry, excuse me, hit it high enough along the left long rail not to rattle it and push the cue ball up table. Leaving a pot on here. Not sure how promising it is if black doesn't pass the red. It's not enough angle to play for the blue, I don't think. Unless he really powers it.
Little angle on that. So brought him up table or the shot to nothing. Its intention obviously was bring his cue ball up to bulk. Looks like he might have a little angle on that green into the left middle as it come down the table. What his thought was. Well, now this is an opportunity that Renat needs to capitalize on. He wasn't able to do that in the first frame.
There's that same shot with the rest. He's had that attempt 3 times now.
3 times the charm.
Yeah, 3rd time's a charm. He made the first one. It's very similar to the green that we talked about earlier. Just hit it with a low outside ball and zipping it in. It's the black that was overcut because he didn't shoot it in this fashion, I think. Shooting it this way does make the pocket play a little bit bigger. That outside spin. Helping to cut the ball cleaner. Some people don't believe in spin transfer, but I think I do, where it helps give the object ball running side to get eaten up by the pocket.
And when you've got a shot on the 14th, or we got 13, 14 reds left on the table early in the frame, shot's a bit easier as opposed to when you're on the final black and the frame is right there at your mercy.
Yeah. Once again, excellent shot there. Running right-hand side, helping side. Similar shot actually to the one with the rest in terms of effect on the cue ball.
Good angle on the yellow to come down table. Oh, just
a roll up.
Safe.
And if he didn't get him here, he's going to be disappointed. This shot right here, solid. Get position for a bold color, but just overran a bit. Now Farhan has got the left edge of this red. It's caught it too thick, but fortunate the pack is there. Actually, no, this is as intended, I think. You want to get the cue ball up to the top of right quadrant. If you can cut off the escape along the left-hand side. He's got the full ball snooker here, though. Watch out, pink. It's all good. Does he leave a shot? No. No touching ball either.
Yeah, it's a fun little game there. You know, when you lose a frame, your backup is against it. You come out playing quite strong. So that's found a little gear. Hopefully, you can continue that.
Yep, just needed to hit it thin enough to go above the left pocket.
So you have a pathway with that red that's above the 3. It's above the black. Does it just shoot through a gap for a shot to nothing for Renat?
Well, yeah, the one kind of poking its head out. The first available on the left. Might. Still going to shoot this with element of safe. But just knowing that it could pot makes you kind of go for that angle a bit more. Going to catch the yellow. This is not bad if he's taken away the left most red. Makes it so that Farhan does have to go pretty thin on the contact on the right side of the table. Should be an easy escape. Just might leave a red over the left pocket. Playing this red, which, and once again, unlucky and catches the jaw. So strong safety play from Renat to force mistakes here. A little bit unlucky on Farhan so far in these 2 frames, but I think the difference maker has been Renat clutching it on those couple of key shots, unable to close escrow.
Yeah, he's got to jump on this opportunity. It's a good shot to start things going. Looking at a plant here. With an element safe as he got his cue ball up into bulk, but it just came out as this is a very quick table, probably the quickest of all here at Embassy Billiards.
Yeah, that and the one next to it, definitely the quickest. I think they've got pretty brand new Strawn Superfine. Never know how to pronounce it.
Had this debate, I think, at the U.S. Nationals up at Ox a couple of years ago, and it looks like you would pronounce it Strachan.
Yeah.
Just the way it's spelled, but in fact it is Strawn, and that is from Mr. Dave Hendon. I cued into his podcast, a great podcast with lots of great snooker information, and asked the master of all, knows all the ins and outs, is an encyclopedia of the game, and Dave Hendon said it was Strawn.
So even then, is he associated with the company? I don't know. I kind of want to hear it from the. I understand the reputation, but I almost want to hear it from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean? It also is a bit confusing to me because knowing how maybe it is pronounced correctly, you pronounce it correctly and nobody knows what you're talking about still, until you say it the incorrect way, and then everybody knows what you're talking about. So how useful it is, I'm not sure. It's an interesting philosophical question of language, I guess you could say. Oh, good shot. A lot of topspin to avoid contacting the colors, and you can really see the arc on that shot.
No question about that, red. Went right into the heart of the pocket, smacked the leather.
Zips right past the red to avoid any sort of cannons.
Good end on the yellow to come down table.
Which red is he playing for here? He's got a couple below the pink that both go, and looks like he's overran his mark by quite some distance. I think he wanted to end up about a quarter table length short of that position, if I had to guess.
And Tenzin, this is the top 16. And all Sweet 16 matches going on right now. 8 matches. We'll pare down to 8 in a few hours' time, and we'll have that quarterfinals later today. And tomorrow we'll be back. We'll definitely, when the quarterfinals on, we'll find what time we will schedule to go live on Championship Monday. Appreciate all your viewership wherever you find us, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch TV, or under the Ox Billiards heading.
Not bad here from Renat, but there's an escape up table. If that red had poked its head up to the blue spot, it would have been a lot more dangerous, but did well to control the white and keep it touching on the top cushion. And this is going to go once again too far, so Farhan needing to make a bit of an adjustment on the speed of the table here. Wow, what a pot. Highlight real pots.
It's got to make you feel good. But once again, I think just Renat's just going to
Roll up.
roll up to this brown.
It's that kind of frame. The black out of commission.
No, he's taking it on.
Ah, he's missed it. I wonder if that was a change of mind while down on the shot. I'll ask him later, but it seemed like his body language was screaming roll up safety, and then he loaded up and tried to top it in, and you can see where his white ended up kind of in no man's land too. I wonder if it's just a bit of frustration settling in. He's not playing his own game right now.
Yeah, he's just not able to find some form. Renat, a very strong break builder, and just really hasn't connected yet. But I think that car will tune up soon enough. So Farhan's just got to keep punishing Renat when he makes those mistakes.